Welcome back to Hearts of Iron 4 Old World Blues. Where we last left off, we went to go get some Texas tea, and Texas is ours now. So let's just see how we're going with this. So Houston Rockets is with us. Bayou Motors, I'm not worried about at the moment. So, and there are attempting war goals being made upon Houston at the moment, which the moment they go to war, I'm going to war, and I'm bringing the rest of my faction with me. And that includes Baja. So let's look at the details for Mr. Santa Ana. He's got 6,000 men, 11,000 aircraft, and manpower reserves. He's got approximately 651 divisions. I want to know what kind of divisions those are. It does appear to be later stage robots, not assaultrons, but his assault robots are. So our goal here is we have exactly 100 and my math's terrible. 123 days to get prepared for this, which I can move all my men to where they need to be. We could figure out the rivers and such. I have a wonderful defense network already set up through most of my area. The robots will come crashing like a wall upon me. And we are going to quickly, in that 100 days, because I have that much construction capacity, to build up further defenses. Too bad they're not a part. So they very, very may well lose Houston. But we will future plan it. We need to get AA going for this area. I already did that for the West in New Mexico and Arizona and California. So we're good there. There's plenty of radar set up. Now, as I'm talking about this, we are setting up more defensive structures. So the outposts and such. Alright, other than that, we're good. So we just need to now place everyone. And I'll show you the end result of that. I'm just going to skip forward on that one. The one thing I'm going to do is increase my conscription for now. I'm still role-playing as the Old World Party. We're a democracy, which means these guys could vote me out in the next election. So, 4-year conscription, 4-year. See how well our manpower goes up from that. Goes up pretty damn... Oh, no, not that far, but... And I'm losing some men right now. I really cannot find the work is needed button. Alright, we are not that far. We have 15 days. So any holes that I have left, I need to plug them right now. Already covered this area, this area. There's nothing across the river here. I've covered where Austin is. Cover that part of the river. They've all got at least 3 robot divisions. There's nothing here. This is completely covered. This is covered. This is covered. I think we're okay. If I had the bell from boxing, this would be the Titanic. Him going after Houston will mean going after me. We'll see if he's that stupid or not. But and it shows he has less now than he had before. So the 240 divisions of robots that I have just covering every river. I want to see how this goes at first. Call to arms. Our friends in Houston, who helps us so bravely against the Texas Brotherhood, have called for our aid. The aid of the new American Republic. How shall we answer? We shall accept. Eat shit, Anna. Uh-oh. Damn it. Our allies are all coming in. Guess what? You all shall join in the war. Just send your people like that. You don't need to send those kind of divisions. It's okay. All right, how did we lose? Oh, Houston lost 1,000 men already. God damn. Well, your job is to close this gap. Okay, cease that. Just crush these guys, please. There we go. Good job. Who got that covered? All right, let's check the rest of the front. No, no, no. I'm not taking expeditionary forces. You just send your guys in. I give you. And what we'll do is we'll just cover our bases here by doing that. Now proceed. Oh, how's our assets aviation-wise? They seem to be doing fine. Let's see how his are going. He's lost 2,000 so far. Proceed. Oh, crush them. Hey, look at that. Where's these guys? Which one of these? Proceed. Oh, and I'm gonna leave it as aggressive, just so you know, because I want them to take extra initiative. Oh, and you guys should stop. Rest, refuel. Oh, dearie, dearie me. Those robots going bye-bye. And complete. We almost have all of Texas back. Almost. Tejas is mine. And he's got 11,000 casualties for a robot army. So imagine how many robots he's lost. on this assault. And we have air superiority. What do you know? What does this bag of bolts have for aviation? Sop with camels? I mean, he's the one that declared war on me first, so I don't want to hear it. Add that to that. There you go. Now it's 340. I think they're doing just fine. Yes, yes. We do have a power problem, though, as I just noticed. Our energy cells, our supplies are just fine, but we have lost to attrition in that. Our manpower is more than fine. I'm going to drop that down to 2-year because of how well the war is going. As a gesture to my people that I only call you in times of need. My good constituents. I think you guys need to rest and relax for a moment. Let these guys do some work. We had another 1,000 casualties to the list, unfortunately. Hey, look at that. We completed all those projects, which is good. Very good. Let's make sure that we have more being built to help us out. And while we're at it, get some... I think we're doing great. No, why do I have war goals for Houston? What the hell? They're in the end very calmly and as precisely as I could, but they decided to just go across the river without closing this group. See, this is why I dislike this area so much, is because there's all these little islands, and my guys don't quite cover it as well as they should. Here, just... They turn... Yeah, they're cut off. A bunch more robot divisions just completely killed off. Unfortunately, I didn't surround those guys well enough. Laredo is going to be mine. Work on it. How's everything else? They're contained. I'm not worried about them. Now look at the 379 at max. They still have a good amount of aircraft, and which is that I have. Mine are better still. Well, that's okay. Here, crush them. Yeah, keep going for a little bit longer. And you guys, change my mind. Go. You guys, go too. Alright, we've cut off in the Gloria area, so Republic of Rio Grande's old territory. Press onto them. Including this area. Although you could just keep them contained there. It won't be an issue. You guys. Drummond. How was your setup? Would you please do a wide assault across the entire border? They already have less aircraft than me now. Way less. Now, it's unfortunate the casualties I'm going to take because those are mainly infantry units doing it, but... Now, you guys, over here, please auto-deploy, because I have a job for all of you. You're going to close this crap. Now. Now, aggressive. Everything's aggressive. New American Republic is very aggressive. Hoping to end this within a year. Hoping. Alright, cut them off. What are you guys doing? Where are you guys at? Oh. Oh, why'd they get attached to that? Alright, you are going to this part. You are going to this part. You're going to go across and take their damn capital. That's what's going to happen. These guys will handle this. They're already handling it just fine. Well done. Oh, they're already taking care of that just fine. You guys will assist. Actually, just close this pocket for me, please. Oh, something I didn't do that I should have done is set up this, because they're going to need it. Oh, no one's holding Reynosa, so mine. Twice in 2 lifetimes. Intense and deadly fighting has ended in the jungle capital of Reynosa. The new American Republic forces cleared out robots and conscripted forces from entrenched positions. Reporters attached to the frontline units stated that living soldiers in Reynosa were being rounded up as prisoners of war, and any remaining holdouts were being dealt with via high explosives and flamer units. In addition, any remaining mechanized forces in the area under command of the Generalissimo were being eliminated through dedicated anti-armor teams. Civilians formerly under Santa Ana rule began to cautiously but surely exit their homes, marveling at the absence of the omnipotent presence of deadly robots patrolling the streets. Although front in Reynosa was quickly evaporating, the new American Republic intelligence learned that Santa Anna was rallying his army and air forces to mount a counterattack and retake the city. While losing his capital came at a heavy loss, the Generalissimo was not ready to go down without another fight or 10. Reynosa is ours. Death to Santa Ana. Viva Mexico. These guys aren't even working. Jesus. Here. Set up there. Big wide arc. Go for it. How is the state of the war so far? He has 253 at most. He still has a supply manpower. Sells a little bit of aviation, boats, the works on that. That's fine. Don't worry about that. These guys are doing just fine.
I should make you pay for your crimes.
Okay. Let's set up air defenses and then get logistics going. We gotta put our workforce to something. As we conquer, we rebuild. Simple as that. Hey, you guys, you done with that for now? Guess what? I got a job for you. Get in. Oh, you guys are not fully mechanized. Strike right to his lair. So I brought the mechanized units. They could cover more ground faster, quicker, stronger. You know, the whole shebang. His army is collapsing. I mean, it collapsed all the way in Texas, so he couldn't even take on the Houston Rockets on his own. I don't think he even has enough guys to cover each front. Some of these guys don't even have units on them. We're still encircling pockets and eliminating them. Done. It's all mine. All of it. Did he give these guys? Oh, the coffee people that? Okay. But congratulations! The war is over. That was quick and fun. Alright, we have to get the next boulder is our next objective. Oh, and we don't have to quite use those guys for defense as much anymore, so this is what we're gonna do. They're going to be the backbone to my... Not backbone, but they're going to be the wave that comes in. Oh, Mexico. After the fall of the Navarro territories, I've recently become aware of the efforts of Poseidon Energy through their Mexican subsidiary, Chico, in making one of the most advanced artificial intelligence systems of all time, and using it to monitor the whole of Mexico for American interests. I know not what the state of Mexico is in this day and age, but perhaps an expansion there will state my curiosity. Oh. This is an old one, but I might as well just get it done with. Rusted steel. This would have been good for once I had been done with Caesar. With Caesar gone, I could finally turn my attention to something actually worth my time. The complete and total annihilation of the Brotherhood of Steel. For too long, they have terrorized our nation, prohibited the development of new world in the image of the old one. And worst of all, utterly despite anyone caring anything more than advanced than sticks. Myself and more will ensure that their rusted power arms will be the only thing that remains of their legacy, which I have because I took care of the BOS in Texas and Lost Hills. So, and then there's nothing left of them. They're actually done in this part of the world. Let's get this one done. Cracking the boulder. Through our expedition, never had the means to reach the information stored inside the ZAC database. They managed to keep it running. We could finally repair the ZAC's mainframe and see what secrets are stored inside. So 11 things will happen. We'll either get advanced power armor, mini nuke, vertibird, plasma, gauze, watts, all the other special things. Okay. That's not really the best, but whatever. I don't know what I'm doing there. They're supposed to be working on this. This is actually the last focus item, like, on the tree for Hayes. So, liberty enlightened the world. Give me all in their desperate straits, your huddled masses yearning to be free, the wretched refuse who once faced hate. Send those, the homeless, the tempest tossed to me. We will lift our lamp beside the golden gate. This gives us a 5% discount on coring, which I kind of need. Alright, that's done. So the next thing is good old 51st. In the pre-war era, America known to have 50 states. After 1969, it had consolidated these into 13 commonwealths. That's why the enclave, or the American enclave flag, should have 13 stars on it, not 12. While I do not yet know whether the state of the Commonwealth system will be better in the long term, our recent expansion to Mexico has necessitated the creation of a new government in the area. General Moore has volunteered her services in creating and maintaining the 51st state, and who am I to disagree with such a lovely woman? There's also a 33% chance she will lose the territory, and I'll have to go back in there. Because there's like 3 people that could take over. One is Todd Howitzer. Because it works. Oh. Strike up a year-long trade deal with them. That's cool. Do they really want our useless paper? There we go. Good old 51st state. Mexico territory. It's now under her charge. She's got 104 divisions. More administration. And what will happen is either... Well, she's got all this going. She's got this. And this down the thing. So more administration. So Dealmaker, Kickstart the Industry, that's the TEA. And this is... what's her name? Forgot her name. Or she could just do Steer the Hand. But she could do all 3. And then Peace in the Territories. And then Ruler of Mexico could fall to her. Her. Or him. So. We'll see. Now we have completed every possible one on here. I did want to see if it's this guy. Yeah, there's no effect. So Rangers return to Arizona. There's nothing there. So yeah, this is one of my favorite ones. Fly Me to the Moon. I've dreamed of this day since I was but a young boy in Baja, reading tales of science fiction and watching pre-war newsreels of space launches. With the requisition of Bloomsfield, the dealing with those in Houston, and our takeover of the Nixon Space Center. I love it's called Nixon Space Center. We now have everything necessary to do the first proper crewed space launch since 2077. It almost brings a tear to my eye, but I can only cry when it's all over. So let's get this endeavor started. One small step for Hayes. The conditions of the recently refurbished Manned Spacecraft Center, or as Hayes preferred to refer to as by old nickname, Space City, were almost entirely perfect for the historic achievement of Grant C. Hayes wished to be present to see. After delegations with the previous owner, the Houston Rockets, the new American Republic now had full control over the operations of facilities within the Space Center. Although some criticisms were given to the Hayes administration for the automatically wishing to launch a crewed mission to space, rather than dealing with some of the more fundamental internal and external issues of the NAR, Hayes brushed them off as being short-sighted. He himself had changed his typical suit for a pristine white suit, with a small menton pin shaped as the asymmetrical arrowhead, received from an old Captain Cosmos promotion he had been fascinated with since his youth. A technician dressed in salvaged United States Space Administration gear approached Hayes. 1 minute to launch, Mr. President. Would you like to remain here or retreat to the observation area? He responded with, I'd prefer to stay here. Continuing to stare up at the launch complex and service structure, housing the shuttle that would hopefully complete his biggest dream of all. The shuttle itself was a salvaged combination of the Hermes 8 and the Hermes 9 shuttles recovered from the Bloomfield, although the 8 had a more unorthodox structure, resembling that of the pre-war idea of a futuristic bomber than a spacecraft. The 9 was a much more rudimentary, though non-functioning on its own, design. The 2 had originally been converted on the Mars mission, but as Hayes did not want to begin a mission that could last his whole administration quite yet, he settled for a mission that could be completed in considerably less time. The crew themselves were handpicked by Hayes, representing a new frontier, not only NAR history, but American history. A man, a woman, a robot, and a ghoul. He wanted to include a super mutant, so as to not anger his other mutant supporters, but neither the technology nor the space allowed for it, plus Dayglow had a bigger ghoul population. As the countdown began, Hayes thought of himself beginning to shed a tear as his fantasies being more reality. And as the rocket began to lift off from that structure, the first of many NER missions to space to the final frontier and possibly beyond began in the same way all dreams did, up into the wild blue yonder. And is that a mouse? One big step for America. Gains celebration of launch. Gives me more political power. And hey, what button is this? The big red button. Hayes had recently returned from a personal venture in overseeing the NAR reconstruction of the Navarro complex, currently planned to be turned into a museum once all the items of value were recovered and extracted from it. This venture, however, had Hayes bringing back a small curious device. Although the tape on the Enclave marquee and heavily faded American flag insignia were familiar, the device itself, a small rectangular brick with an extending antenna, a touch interface screen, and most notably, a large red button at the very center. As the button was unlit, Hayes had little temptation to actually press it, but was still intent on figuring out what it did. Taking upon the burdensome task of polishing his spectacles, he began on a more important journey. Once he frequently lampooned his predecessors for reading the instructions. Although they were located on the back, the actual label was torn. Largely consists of technical gibberish and a semi-understandable jargon. After several minutes of reading, the hours spent attempting to piece together what few pictures there were, Hayes came to the understanding that the device was a sort of trigger for an orbital delivery system. Upon taking off the back cover of the device and replacing the fission battery, he activated the touchscreen, revealing the device had automatically been plugged into aiming of 2 locations, with a third option being to simply deliver the payload at a random location. The title displayed at the top with potential targets. Although Hayes had his personal feelings about the Enclave, any threat to them could easily be a threat to the NCR as well. The first option read 35, 61, 63 north, 119, 69, 43 west. The second one was 34, 35, 34 north, 107, 56, 44 west. Hayes also had the option of simply erasing both coordinates by pressing the randomized coordinates and launch option. The large red button, now brightly lit, became ever more tempting to him. Hayes pondered over what he should select. The first coordinates happened to be to Lost Hills, and that will kill 51,000 people. The second one, Maxon's bunker, with half that. And randomize. Something will be wiped off the map. Randomize it? Sure, why not? The old man and the ICBM. Elijah had finally made it. All his preparations, all his mockery he had suffered, all his insolence he had forced to undergo through his leadership of the Mojave chapter, it all led up to this, the gates of the Sierra Madre. As pristine as the day they were built, beckoned towards him, he sent scouts ahead to look for the other side, dreaming of all the secrets it could hold. Big Mountain had been a treasure trove unto itself, but this would be his crowning achievement. All of a sudden, Elijah's Pip-Boy began buzzing. It emitted a voice that he had never heard before, picked up by some ancient broadcast that he seemed to emit from Sierra Madre itself. This is Frederick Sinclair speaking. The godless Chinamen have finally done it. The gala event, my friends, is unfortunately delayed for the foreseeable future. I have every bit of confidence that this casino will be able to withstand the brunt of a nuclear blast. However, if you find yourself outside the protection of the many facilities, please know that the Red X and Red Away are able to be constructed through the vending machines through a holotape recipe, which I will make available at a starting price of $5 million per disc, not counting the chip cost. I must now retreat to my personal vault. Please enjoy the complimentary refreshments and thank you for staying at the Sierra Madre, where everyone has a chance to begin again. Elijah listened to the extent of the dead man's ramblings and needlessly overcharged for a basic commodity distracted him from the oncoming danger, but by the moment he picked his head up to begin running away or seeking cover, it was too late. The Sierra Madre was there all this time. Sierra Madre was wiped off the map. Dozens of miles away, Veronica felt a disturbance about her mentor, as though the suddenly cried out in terror and was suddenly silenced. That too bad doesn't show Nuke going off. That was always my favorite because it's Elijah finally getting what he and then getting snuffed out by a payload system built by the Enclave. Alright. The only thing left is to complete the New American Republic. By the way, how are they doing right now? They're still doing that. Minor update. Have cleaned up the center part of Colorado. Have reabsorbed these territories like Paha, Area 51, and what else did I absorb? Oh yeah, Baggers are mine again. I have made a new puppet in the north in the quarantine zone called the Utopian Order, run by the NCR Expeditionary Government, and they are being set up as the vanguard of the push towards Canada. 4 big powers in Canada: Cascadia, Middlemark, Red River Republic, and Nitsapi. I don't believe Nitsapi will be that hard of a power to beat, but Gateway, she should break out, but for some reason her AI is just not doing her focus tree items as it should. It's okay. But see in the next update. Probably going to go after Marshall's Republic, Ruminators, and Two Peoples. And then finally Nitsappy. And I want them to be the ones to push. Alright. Let's see how quickly we take Malay from those dastardly Mirelurks. How bad is it for us so far? Ah. And so we have the final gateway before the end of the campaign. Stupid mouse. So let's get this going. We have everyone set. All the pieces are laid. Everyone's full. Alright, let's do this. Destiny, you will meet yours. Actually, that's fate, but you get the understanding. I mean, Manifest North is gone in a few seconds. Just like that. Less than a month. As it should. I'm super powerful compared to them. And that is it. What are they listening me? Whatever. And that is it, actually. New American Republic has conquered what is. Campaign has been great. It's been fun. I always loved Grant C. Hayes' story. And conquering all. There's always a place for the Republic of Mexico with Cassandra Moore. Now, if I wanted to, I could go and eject these guys and take over it, but that's fine. They're part of my faction. One day, we'll have this available. So, as always, thank you so much for watching. I hope you have a wonderful rest of your day. I will see you next time, and this has been the NCR, or New American Republic. Have a good one. Ta-ta.